Welcome to Lifestyle with Neeraj. There is a lot of information regarding nutrition and exercise in all sorts of forms in print, books, magazines, the internet, and so on. Many of us are still confused about specific recommendations which can help us fight disease or at least ward off some illnesses. Some feel that physicians just do not spend enough time in conveying this information. There may be little or no financial incentive in investing this sort of time. Perhaps our culture has become obsessed with seeking that magical pill that can help control or cure an illness. Certainly, billions of dollars are spent in researching, marketing, and advertising pharmaceutical remedies. But what if control, cure, or prevention were all a lot simpler and cheaper? Perhaps this is not as far-fetched as it seems. Dr. Michael Greger is an eminent physician in the United States who has been writing and talking about just such an approach. He has presented evidence that the top medical diseases such as heart disease, diabetes, dementia, and cancer can all be reduced by adopting a plant-based diet. He points out that the rates of serious illnesses or diseases such as dementia vary greatly in different parts of the world. For example, the lowest rates of dementia are in rural India, whereas the highest rates are in Scandinavian countries, Western Europe, and North America. In the United States, 1 in 3 seniors suffers from dementia, of whom two-thirds are women. A study published in the Journal of Neurology followed individuals in a village in North India and in the United States. It reported that the rate in which Indians develop dementia was much lower than their American counterparts. Dr. Greger has also pointed out that as populations adopt a meat-based diet in their home countries or migrate to Western countries, the rates of dementia increase. This would suggest that the protective effects are not genetic but acquired. As we all know, there is no cure for the different types of dementia. Treatment with medication is also disappointing. He has written about the factors that appear to prevent dementia, including a plant-based diet featuring grains, pulses, and spices such as turmeric powder. He has reported that dietary grains appear strongly protective for dementia. We should not assume that this is a direct result of changes in cholesterol related to dietary choices. Modern scientific research has identified a whole host of other mechanisms. We have been going through a gluten fad over the last decade. It will be interesting to see what the long-term medical implications of avoidance of grain product is going to be. A study published in 2009 in the British Journal of Cancer followed over 61,000 British men and women for 12 years to determine cancer risk. They divided people into 3 categories: vegetarians, meat eaters, and people who ate fish, but not meat or pesco-vegetarians. The results showed that vegetarians were 12% less likely to develop cancer than meat eaters, while fish eaters were 18% less likely. For cancers such as leukemia, stomach and bladder cancer, the risk was even lower, with vegetarians 45% less likely. Similarly, vegetarians were 50% less likely to develop hematological, that is blood and lymphatic cancers than meat consumers. This study did take into account confounders such as smoking, alcohol consumption, physical activity, and body mass index. A study published in 2015 in JAMA Internal Medicine, which analyzed the diets of over 70,000 people, reported that vegetarians had a 22% lower risk of colorectal cancer than non-vegetarians. Pesco-vegetarians had an even lower risk of 43%. We already knew that dietary factors were associated with colorectal cancer, such as red meat and processed meat products. Colorectal cancer is the second commonest cause of cancer deaths in the United States. Another study published in 2015 proposed a mechanism where red meat may be causally related to cancer and heart disease. They identified a carbohydrate found in red meat that humans are not able to produce genetically. They identified evidence that this molecule gets incorporated into human tissues such as the lining of blood vessels, where it acts as a foreign antigen. In this way, it triggers an antibody reaction, which results in chronic inflammation. This type of chronic inflammation promotes heart disease and cancer. Data published by CDC show that the lowest rate of cancer in the United States is in Asians, whose traditional diet is lower in meat products. In conclusion, there appears to be considerable evidence that a lot of serious medical disorders can be prevented or mitigated by adopting a predominantly plant-based diet. The inclusion of fish appears to confer additional protection. Thank you for watching. I hope you found this video informative.